Now, I think it is time to do a bit of a reaction, Andy. And yes, we are back to our boy Wolfman. Who is Red Flame? Who is Vars 2, right? This our new guy now, Wolfman. And recently, he released a new video which does look interesting. The best and worst of Endgame in starrail. Now, it looked fairly interesting because, in my opinion, right? In my opinion, I think both O3 games have their own merit. P-Fiction is very fun to play, and it's like more toward of a AoE build. Whereas for MOC, it's more of a damage testing area, and whereas for APOC, it's like a middle ground of P-Fiction and MOC. It's like, okay, your team for P-Fiction might work, but it will not work that much. Your team for MOC, right? It might work for APOC, but also will be decently good. It's like both O3 games have their own merit, but I think the best one is like for P-Fiction because it's like the most fun to play. APOC second, and then MOC it's just like damage testing area. APOC have the witness break mechanics, which is like low-key fun. Like make it easy to clear, but yeah. Chat, it's time to do something and then time to do some reaction.
And gentlemen, time for another fun video about Endgame. Yes, in general, Endgame itself and the many forms.
Alright, I have some food to eat, so you know.
Not just the current
do some
Endgame, but
live
rather
reaction.
their concepts as a whole. This video will be covering what exactly constitutes as Endgame, evaluating each mode with their strengths and weaknesses, and by the end of this video,
I can't wait to watch this 20 minutes video. Let's go.
Possible. I can't.
What's my ranking before video? Okay. Top 1, P-Fiction. 2, APOC. 3, MOC.
Avoid bias that I can't see, so I'll try my best to be objective than scamming you to think I'm 100% objectively correct.
Scamming?
That's scamming? Let's go.
What is Endgame? Dude. Chat, should we watch this? Let's go, boys. Let's go. What is Endgame, chat? What is Endgame?
What is Endgame? Endgame content refers to the content that becomes available to players once they have completed the main storyline or reached the maximum level.
Agree.
This content is designed to provide additional challenges, rewards, and longevity to the gameplay experience. This is actually a pretty wide umbrella than what you would think, because you can include things like simulated universe, divergent.
Okay. I don't think SU is an endgame. Because okay. At early game, right? At like the first few patches, like the 1.x to or like early 2.x, SU is indeed an endgame. Because there's like nothing else we should do except SU, right? However, as time goes on, I don't think SU no longer constituted as an endgame anymore. Due to there's like due to like if you take an endgame player now and make them do SU right, they're gonna clear this shit in 2 minutes. Unlike the DU and shit. DU take time. Like EU what? I feel SU more of like a early game to mid game mode than the end game. Yeah.
Universe, the weird anniversary cookie clicker.
And no, it's an event, bro. Okay, event.
And PvP gameplay with Zeal Slammers. For this video though, I know you don't want me to rank these, so let's cut all of them and focus on the 3.
True, that's so true, that's so true, that's so true.
From the oldest to the newest, what is the worst and best game mode in HSR?
Oh, MOC review, let's go.
First, let's talk about the oldest looping endgame mode.
Look at this, man. Servo, Bronya, Clara Fusion. Oh my god. Oh my god. Fighting cruises? Galport. Back in my days, man. Back in my days.
MOC has been here for 2 years and predictably has a really high variation of shilling it has seen with its time. When Rapper released, it was heavy into Ban Academics, which was shilling AoE and Break, but it also featured Hule, who is a huge single target check. Sometimes it just throws a pig at you and you need to kill the pig. The blessings have also grown much stronger too, with the next MOC doubling Anax's skill multiplier, which is insane to me. The bosses that MOC uses have higher stats than their overworld or quest versions. With no changes in terms of movesets, MOC's rebalancing of these bosses are all literally just stats and the combination of these bosses. It's also the most hated out of all the endgame modes. Some of the reasoning is pretty valid, and I think it would be interesting to discuss why exactly it feels extremely outdated to warrant a change. The first, there's only one turbulence and you're forced to use it.
No, that's very true. You just love how, right? You just love how you have to bet your ass that the next blessing gonna be good. Because whereas for Epoch and Purification, right? They have this thing called selection stuff where you can, there's the main blessing, and then there's the optional one. The optional one is more specific to your the team, right? This might be DOT one, it might be break one, this might be increased skill damage or ultimate damage. That's more specific to the team. Same for Purification as well. Whereas for MOC, it's more of a okay, this is for everyone. If your team could work, cry about it. That's basically MOC shit. Which, to be fair, that's you have to sometimes the buff is good, like free E1. That's like a pig increase whatever something. Like there's some blessing that's good, but the if that one time if the blessing is shit, you have to cope that your team is better. If not better, GG go next.
This is by far the most popular complaint of MOC.
Yeah, that's true.
The fact
it's
is
so boring
that
though.
Other game modes have let the player select one of 3 blessings.
Like with 3 blessings, right? You have more option to play.
Diversity to get around the damage check. Before Pure Fiction, this wasn't an issue, but now that players have felt how much better it is to have these buffs become options to expand the amount of good units, MOC feels really bad in comparison.
To be fair, it is an issue way before Pure Fiction. But it's just that people never care. That's the thing.
Some teams simply do not use the turbulence at all, which case by case utterly bricks a run to 11 cycling. This complaint is very much valid. There really should be 2 other options for turbulences, especially because of how bad the enemies can get. Speaking of which, out of all the endgame modes, MOC has been the most susceptible to the curse of enemy sponges.
Okay, that's true though. Okay, you know that's true. You know what? That's very true. You know what? Extremely true. But then again, MOC from the start, I think it was just designed to be DPS check, right? Because if you look at Perfection, then it is designed for AoE slop, right? And I think I have to go into that much. You have to, you know what I mean, right? And then Epoch is more of a variety one. Why I think it's a mixture of AoE slop and also damage check. The thing that makes Epoch very funny is that you can get over the DPS check by the witness break mechanics. I love that thing so much because it doesn't matter what team you use, right? If you can break the enemy and then one shot the guy before he move again, there's a high chance that you can clear the game, even if the team dog shit or not even meta. I love that. I love the way they design Epoch. But yeah, I do agree. MOC design is just a spiral based shit like why it just it's just a fucking damage check really. The horse in MOC. Yes, that was our nightmare. Back in my days, man. Back in my days, the horse. Oh my god, the branches. Oh, mind control, counter, healing. Oh my god, back in my days, man. Back in my days. Fuck those horse. Fuck that deer, man.
The laziest boss design ever. Why?
Hold on, that's a deer, not a horse. No, that's a deer, right? Okay, I got the wrong one. That's a deer. Okay. I think I'm stupid.
Case for MOC, but not for the other game modes. Well, for some reason, Hoyo thinks a boss that has a lot of HP without mechanics to help losing that HP would feel really good to rerun in a power creep heavy meta.
Dude, okay. Aside from rationally, I have some grapes on the side to eat. I don't know why, but they're so fucking sour. Like, what the fuck? Dude, some of them are so fucking solid. They're supposed to be like soft. You can bit to it. They're kind of sweet, but no, all of them are like rock solid. Oh my! Are they fucking almost expired? No fucking shit. Oh my god! What the fuck? Okay.
Game. I've made a video covering enemy designs in more depth, but the main idea is that old boss designs are really bad to rerun due to HP inflation. Because old boss designs don't have a lot of mechanics and they overcompensate with that with a lot of HP. Just look at Svarog and Kafka and compare both of them to Nikador. While one of the other game modes redesign a moveset altogether to make them feel better and say more interesting. Hule. MOC is
so much
the
1v1,
but
so
there's
good.
Still a couple of stumbles like this stupidly thick horse. But believe it or not, MOC does.
Oh, so that's the horse you're talking about. I thought that was like a Pegasus or something. That's a horse, okay. Yeah, that's true. The horse is, I don't know why. Like, what is on their brain to think that? Yep, that horse look good, very balanced. What, 1 billion XP? Eh, it doesn't matter. They can kill it anyway. Like, what was their thinking, man? Of the horse shit? What the fuck?
Or at least kinda used to.
I think the horse have more XP, have more HP than the main boss itself, right? What the fuck?
Have a strength compared to the other game modes that none of them could replace.
Okay, MOC strength. Cool.
MOC is sterilized.
Dude, I can't fucking sterilize. Oh, yeah, fucking sterilized. Okay.
In comparison to the other game modes, MOC is much more neutral. You can get a character's most accurate performance there, while in the other game modes, a character can overperform due to a number of reasons. First, the blessings.
Sure.
MOC's blessings are sometimes weaker than the other game modes and may not even trigger for some teams if they are specific. This means you can assess a character's power without being saved by a blessing that won't always be there and can guess how strong they really are once the shilling is over. Second, the enemies. Some enemies in other game modes have a natural inclination to getting...
Wait, okay, so the first point is like, it is more of a, I'm guessing he's saying more of a testing ground environment. Like in maybe some game, right? That's the thing called like a testing dummy. Starrail doesn't have it, of course. So I'm guessing what he's saying is that MOC serves us as a testing dummy, where you can accurately rate other teams to see how powerful they are without the shields of the optional buff from P-Fiction and Epoch. Like, what's the word here? In Epoch, right? You know, in Epoch, there's this variable of when it's broken, and what's for P-Fiction, which more of an AoE shieldings. So, no, okay, no, P-Fiction, you have to choose one of the optional blessing. So I guess that's more variable to care. So, you know, MOC is more of like, okay, this peer damage testing to see how powerful you are, I guess. The fun dinosaur is such a good design. It is a good design though, yeah, but like it's like catered towards like UT type shit. Yeah, you know what I mean?
Absolutely destroyed by a certain archetype. While in MOC this is mostly true, HP sponges still happen and can lead to the most accurate evaluation. HP sponges like Svarog are very bad for the game in general, but for the sake of damage comparison, Svarog is only identifiable by how much HP he has with almost no mechanical biases, making him a pretty good measuring stick for damage comparison. Do note that while these mirror the arguments against MOC, starrail should still implement the 3 blessing system. And again, HP sponges are still pretty unhelpful.
I think 3 HP system, the optional blessing, I think it will make MOC one, of course, way better, and two, way more easier and way more fun to play.
Healthy to the game. Thankfully, those enemies are being more rare by the day, and while that does take away from MOC's advantage of being sterilized, it also removes the con of enemy sponges being an issue. You can argue that shilling is getting worse,
Shut,
but
are you
would you rather
sterilized?
take
I'm
shilling
not.
bosses that check your roster diversity, or lazy high damage checks with HP sponges? Hell, sometimes even both. I think you know my answer to this. Overall, MOC's main advantage is that it's still more sterilized than the other game modes
Okay,
for
sure.
the sake of comparing DPS
Sterilized, man.
But it does suffer from lack of diversity in its blessings, and I wouldn't completely rule out the HP
it's just unfun to
sponges
play.
still
It's
making an
it's
appearance,
unfun to play
and the
MOC.
game mode instantly feels terrible.
If you want,
because
you know,
of
to
that.
just
For
like
what it's worth, MOC has
like
shielded nearly every
showcase your
archetype under the
account,
sun,
then yeah,
and
MOC
it's
is the
certainly
way.
not impossible
But yeah, it's just
even with elemental resist to brute force.
boring to play.
It's a, no pun intended, chaotic mess of a mode that has its lowest of lows and highest of highs.
Hey yo, pick fiction.
Next, pure fiction. By far the most
You have to be like, you have to like knock my head over a stone to make me remember this. Yanqing boss, Kafka servo, Runmei Tingjun, estimate. You have to like plug my head out and search to the deepest part of my brain to make me remember this shit. What is the last time Yanqing appeared in the fucking endgame, by the way? Yanqing. In the teams. What the fuck is teams, bro? Holy.
identifiable aspect of pure fiction is that there is a persistent 5 enemy target count that is pretty squishy. This has been the case ever since its inception. Fast and heavy
New bosses with HP inflation has designed to counter HP, but old bosses with HP inflation, they are true.
crit damage is what this mode was built on, with other forms of damage being reliant on the enemy scenario or the blessing, like counter, blast, single target, break, and DOT. They aren't always good, but given the right blessings and scenarios, these archetypes can substitute the main purpose of this mode even existing, erudition, which leads us to its main issue.
Oh yeah, right, I forgot. Erudition was so dead. It's a path before P-Fiction. After P-Fiction, one of the best paths in the game, Herta and Himiko, Insanity Zero. Like, dude, P-Fiction so, like, it fixes erudition, by the way. Like, how?
PF is monotonous. Pure Fiction is a mode that has less variety than all the other games.
No, I don't think so. If you, okay, sure, if you like Summon Odin, then yeah, P-Fiction, it's just an AoE slot. Just put in like Herta, Himiko, Kafka and shit, right? And do big AoE, yeah, I agree. However, I still think it still have way more variety than MOC. Example, right? Before P-Fiction, Erudition was dead in the trash, right? But then, after P-Fiction, Herta instantly tier 0. Himiko instantly tier 0. Like, they found a home, right? You can still use the shilling characters in MOC for P-Fiction. Don't get me wrong, you can still use it. Might be harder, but it's still viable. I don't think MOC, I don't think P-Fiction has less variety than MOC at all. I legit don't think so.
Modes. The main way it separates itself from...
Okay, let's look at the newest one, right? Newest P-Fiction. We just find out. Which with a correct buff, correct team, can 50k. We have DOT. Now it's playable. Surprising, right? You can like get 53k easily on DOT. Or like 50k even. Archon team. So was designed for like MOC and shit. Still, with a good team, can 50k. Like that type of shit, right? Or like stupid team like Clara, 3B, Robin shit. It is hard to play, but they're viable. Pre-fiction, I think, is designed for you to fuck around and have fun. I think so.
Other seasons of itself is enemy AI behavior incentivizing other playstyles like counter, DOT, whichever. However, it never really tries to nerf one archetype for its purpose ever since release. The fast and heavy AoE crit damage. Argenti is still really...
I mean, yes. Let's also look at MOC then, right? It is there to shield like single target enemy, like silly, that face run type shit, right? But yeah, every single end mode will shield a specific archetype, specific path. But that doesn't take away from the point is that pre-fiction still have more variety or more game team or like more teams you can play than MOC, bro. You can't take away that shit.
Easy to run, even though he's almost 2 years
Pre-fiction make dogshit team playable.
A year ago and still
make dogshit fun team playable.
Both Herta forms I don't even need to mention. Even Akron with Jiao Cho wrecks this mode easily. The pure fiction modes end up being a blur and being the most forgettable because once you have these meta characters, it's pretty easy regardless of...
Yeah, the same thing for MOC as well. If you have these two teams, then you can clear everything. It's same for every end mode. The only difference is the low end. The high end is clear, no one give a shit. The low end is where people give a shit. The low end is where we have fun. Yes, having fun in a gacha game. And I value that fun a lot. I won't say it's just peace suffering. But pre-fiction, you can have fun and suffer. Right? Two different shit.
Enemy AI. And since there's 3 blessings, there's very rarely a case where a character won't get anything from a blessing, especially erudition characters and their supports. In other game modes like MOC, the monotony is broken up by having a side that is 3 targets or even 1 target to make sure that your roster isn't always good to clear the endgame mode. But in pure fiction, the target count is always 5, so there's no incentive to shake up your roster once you...
In the newest one, right? It does it is like way more different than the old one. The old pre-fiction, I think it was always the 5 target, right? But then for the newest one, I don't think how long, I don't remember how long they did this. But the new solid mechanics, the one where enemies like hard to die, and then you know there's always the main boss, and then like 4 different, and then 4 minis one. That shit, low key, kind of make pre-fiction annoying to play. In the past, right? It was okay. Sure, it was easy, but then it's kind of fun. But like the new boss, enemy, tankier, Herta, less playable. Himiko, less playable. If you use your fucking meta team that you use for MOC or Epoch, you can still clear pre-fiction easily. But then again, the low end, it's not that it's like it become way less viable than it used to be.
Have the top brass archetype for 5 targets. And because of this, it becomes a fodder mode you don't even remember clearing after the first time you finished it. Even when you put in a DOT shell for PF, these top characters will still clear probably the best. Counter...
Yeah, no shit, buddy. No, yeah. Me when I meta characters, it's meta.
Shell, yeah, they probably are. Weaknesses not lining up, you still can, and sometimes the blessing helps with that. HP is at least pretty stable in pure fiction compared to MOC, so at least the damage check isn't too high. Another reason why I think PF has become a dull game mode is that it's very narrow in its purpose. It's a revolving door of 5 enemies meant to shield AoE in perpetuity. But think with me for a second. Can other game modes find a way to shield AoE just as well, if not better than PF? Yeah, yes they...
Okay,
the identity
go on.
of PF being a constant pressure for you to have AoE kinda becomes a non-factor.
That other game mode can also do what the special in. No, not really though. What? I think I can explain it more, but then I don't think I have that much. I think my brain is low key and dying, so I don't think I can make up an argument that is kind of constructive So you know what? Let bro keep speaking.
When you consider AoE characters can be meta and influence the entire endgame environment, notably Herta and even Rappa. The other game modes can dip their toes in other structures like ST and Blast, meanwhile PF doesn't have the flexibility to do that, I guess. And when the other two endgame modes can do AoE and back out of it to do single target, then PF feels like its identity is very fragile. I know what you're thinking though. There is a big pro about PF that I'm not mentioning, and it's kind of the entire point. So yes, let's mention it right now.
PF strengths, sure. Let's go on then.
PF makes erudition consistently high value.
Oh, okay, so is that all the point? There should be more point, right? Surely. Okay. So what, it fixed erudition, I agree. Stable HP and structure, okay, sure. But again, I'm not fucking sure about this. TV boss in AS and Epoch and MOC. Okay, that is like way different than Fusion, right? In Fusion, you're supposed to kill the mobs. That's the full one. What's the TV thing, right? They are all share HP. So you can't kill them. That's a different thing. In Fusion, if you can't damage the real boss, you can kill the small one. That's the abstraction. What they called? Extraction something. Whereas for the the other two, right? They're more of a damage fucking testing. And this so like what am I saying here, man? Like I think you know what I mean. PFH exists to fix those characters where they are one low in the tier list, but a bit functional, and so that's where Fusion is. That they are to like okay, let's say without Fusion, right? Clara would be absolutely unplayable. Beauty absolutely unplayable. Who else? All those iteration except for the new meta one. Argentina unplayable. Herta will never find a place at home. No, maybe with the Herta, but barely proc. She like with like Epoch and MOC, Herta barely proc her follow up. What else? Like Jun Lee also might as well. Who else also in good in PvP, but dog shit where Rappa is insanely good in PvP, though she's also good in other two games as well, but not as good. And PvP make those meta characters way weaker, like Firefly, Facial, playable still, but way less stronger. So it feel like it's less oppressing. If you don't have those units, it promote that you have it make like it promote you to play with those dog shit and niche character, I guess.
Before the release of Pure Fiction, people will remember Herta and Himiko being garbage because you really couldn't bank on MOC having AoE, much less.
Okay, so just recapping on the MOC shit. On the Herta and Himiko stuff.
MOC, non-erudition characters can zero cycle a trash wave just as easily or even better than an erudition character will. This is completely subverted in Pure Fiction, where there is a reliable 5 enemy target count to always raise erudition's value. Due to its nature of respawning, clearing 5 enemies at the last zero cycle turn is a brick and really incentivizes erudition mechanics that clean up trash mobs in short amounts of action value. Pure Fiction was released right after Argenti, and it's clear what it was meant to be. MOC was the only other game mode at the time, and stagnating erudition's value was a big problem. They were trying to promote a limited erudition character, so why not create a game mode that incentivizes erudition mechanics that wouldn't have been useful in MOC? And that's what Pure Fiction's entire purpose is, and it did well enough. Overall though, PF is boring. The scope of what it's meant to do is
no, it's not boring. Just have a brain, man. Just have a brain. You know what? Let me show you how to have fun playing PvP, right? Ignore your meta characters. Try to okay. Let's say Imagine, right? You are at the kitchen, you're cooking food. You have ingredients. And what you're supposed to do is that you combine those ingredients and you make a dish. The same thing for fiction. You have your rooster to account. And then, the ingredients is all the characters, right? And make a dish. You just need to okay, the basic structure of sustain, 2 supports, a DPS. Yeah. And then you look at your roosters and you be like, okay, I have a sustain. Put in Lucha. Oh, first, let's go for DPS. DPS, let's say, you have, which one? It's let's say Clara again, because Clara is easy to build. Clara, your DPS. Okay? And then your 2 supports. Okay? Clara is a 4. So I need a 4 support. That could be Chibi. That could be Ramei. Could be Robin. And since we might need a sub DPS, put in Herta. Put in what else is a sub DPS for Clara? Maybe Junli. I'm sure. Again, you can cook. Maybe I need other characters. I don't give a shit. Himiko as well. Topaz might be one. And then your sustain. Fucking Lingsha, Aventurine, more follow-up. Might be Facial as well, right? Also a sub DPS for Clara. Or Clara could be the sub DPS and Facial the DPS. Right? You have all of these characters. If you try to do that in LC, they are not even close to fucking playable. If you have that team on Epoch, nowhere close to playable. Those teams only exist in Pure Fiction. Pure Fiction is where you can cook, you can make a dog shit team, and maybe they can 30k or close to 30k, and maybe your first half or second half can get enough score where you can perfectly 60k, right? That's what I mean. You can, if you use a brain, if you use a brain, the game mode is not boring at all. It's actually not boring. We don't need. What is the fuck? Hold on. We Vision don't need if ever is like Alexa. What the fuck? Dude, I cannot understand what you're saying, bro. I cannot read that sentence at all. What the fuck?
To the point that other game modes can do its job just as well, if not better.
Nope, never better. Nope, never better.
It doesn't throw curveballs at you to improve your roster after a certain point of getting air.
Yeah, you don't. Yeah, that is the purpose of MLC and Epoch. It's there to make you get more characters. Pure Fiction is there for you to make dog shit team. It's different goal, bro.
Characters. But because of that, it's not as lazy as MOC's HP spikes. It doesn't force you to grow after a certain point and pull for characters you don't like. And it did its job of selling.
Alexa is better in ST. Oh, single attack situation. His bounce is gonna enemy with this bounding weakness, so he sucks his AoE. Oh, really? He sucks shit AoE? Oh, for real? Oh, shit, then, okay. I thought he's good. So he's eruditions. But no, okay, he's dog shit.
AoE so well that honestly I can't really say the game mode failed or needs to improve. It has its clear purpose. It is what it is.
Also, I don't think Epoch is there to no. I don't think Pure Fiction is there to sell characters. To sell characters, that is Epoch and MOC purposes. Sure, Pure Fiction does also shells, but way less shells than other two. Epoch time.
Next is the baby of the endgame modes, Epoch Shadow. Epoch seems to pride itself in making bosses that
our sponsor for today,
Apocalyptic Shadow, mechanically deep, allowing character biases without relying on an HP spike. Best example of this is Hule. In MOC, Hule went from an ST punching bag into a very fun 1v1 in AS.
Yeah, that's true, yeah. 1v1 is low-key fun.
HP. The buffs when you break in Epoch can also be really useful to shake up team diversity. It gives its usual buffs ranging from advance forward to energy and SP, but sometimes it gives healing to incentivize sustainless when going with sustain with.
I low-key think, right? I low-key think MOC, Epoch is just MOC but better. It also have the HP response, but they fix that by the weakness bar mechanics. They fix the one blessing by the optional blessing stuff. Like, they just make APOC a better MOC. Basically that.
Usually just be easier. One of its identities, aside from being a feast of new mechanics, is the fact that weakness and breaking consistently matters. Breaking is an integral part of the game mode to trigger a burst.
But yeah, they make that shit important in the game now, which is crazy.
Case, and ignoring break outside of super break usually ends up being a trivial increase. Some bosses in Apocalyptic Shadow, like Academics, can be broken normally, but using AoE follow-up attack can be used to break them to give you more options.
What the fuck was that? Whoa.
Using AoE follow-up attack can be used to break them to give you more options.
I thought my video glitched or something. Okay, no, but that's in the actual video. Okay, sure. I thought I did like pink prison or something.
Despite being the newest mode, AS feels like old HSR because it actually feels like every single boss mechanic.
Oh my god! Okay, what the fuck is this? Strength, deep mechanics, and blah blah blah. Accident variety. Okay, sure. Still has sponges. Okay, I know it's fucking MOC redesign. Strongest by a unit bias for enemies. And you dog shit on P-Fiction for this? You strongest unit bias? Oh, fuck off, Seaball.
How novel of an idea is that? APOC isn't a perfect endgame mode though. Some bosses like the Skarakabaz, this giant blue bug, feel really bad because it feels like another spongy wall that you would see in MOC. But there's been a lot more.
Oh, and why is that in P-Fiction though? Okay, to be fair, P-Fiction, same thing, but I guess you can deal damage to it by killing the minions.
If not,
unlike
trying something
in this
so
mode here
from the usual bosses in the game that you can't help but appreciate it even if it feels kind of easy. You could consider this a con though, because Apocalyptic Shadow, unlike MOC, has a lot of overperforming mechanics from the enemies, which gives the illusion of strength from the characters that they want to shill. MOC just suffers from harder HP inflation instead of character shilling. To be serious, I'm not saying that it's entirely a wrong opinion to think MOC is better than AS. If you're someone that
MOC dog shit. AS way better, bro.
Best mode since it is more sterilized. And if you're someone with a smaller but more vertically invested roster, due to playing favorites or something, AS is your absolute worst enemy. But to me,
no. As a guy who invested vertically, no, APOC still easy.
I am a horizontal investor, and
this easier as well,
even the best for what
even easier than MOC as well.
We can agree to disagree
because of the blessing though, because of the optional blessing.
That
even though it's not like even if the old meta even if the newest one not shield super break, somehow they make it the optional blessing have one not worth it, and still after that and from that break is like still viable, which I love that.
Feels too restricted to clear, even with elemental matchups. And most importantly, you can individually challenge a side if you messed up. The other game modes don't do that. I think you can get by my tone that Apocalyptic Shadow
that's crazy.
Will be on top of the ranking of starrail cycling endgame modes.
AS machines. Okay, bro. Ranking the modes. Let's go. Dude, that's what the fuck? 6 minutes or 5 minutes?
Which one
ranking?
is the worst game mode?
Ain't no way.
The bottom of these,
I'm guessing P-Fiction.
3 game modes is...
Oh, might be MOC. Hold on, might be MOC.
Drumroll, please. Pure Fiction.
Suck my fucking dick.
Are you surprised? Well, it doesn't have the load.
Yeah, suck my dick, buddy. Suck my cock.
That MOC has in terms of HP inflation, lazy bullshit. PF's monotony doesn't have MOC's highs either.
They don't need highs. It just to be fun. I think this guy. Okay, maybe we are judging from different perspective here. I'm judging from having fun. I think this guy judging from like what's it? From like the skill leveling. Okay, skill level wise. Sure, P-Fiction is not high. It's way higher for like MOC and APOC. Not for P-Fiction, I agree. But to have fun, to make you feel like you want to be alive, to make you feel like yes, I can finally play the video games with my characters. then P-Fiction is designed for that. But for the other game mode, Epoch maybe, MOC definitely not.
Last time I remember a PF being interesting was a DOT PF because Herta wasn't released yet.
Dude, just use of dude. Just you know what? You know to have fun. Maybe like it's fucking live stream to your friend or go like on YouTube, play different team. Like that's a fun way to enjoy P-Fiction though. Epoch is the best game mode. Okay, sure, that's fine. I agree as well. But there's no way PF is like the worst one out of fucking O3, man. No way you think that. Yeah, HP sponge, one blessing, HP massive inflation. Yeah, MOC way better than P-Fiction. There's no way you think that. The buff vary through. You can throw around cards and it works. Yeah, the same for P-Fiction as well. For MOC, never. MOC there to shield a new DPS. Not for maybe for maybe for other game mode, but nowhere close MOC. Other game mode, you can still fuck around and have fun. MOC, fucking never, man.
And I felt a lot of pain. But after getting Jiao Cho for Acheron and Jade and with Lingsha, every PF just kind of blurs together.
Oh, my P-Fiction is the inflation getting way higher than MOC. Okay, I agree. The recent remechanics of Soul Link does make P-Fiction feel bad to play. Yes, I agree on that one. However, generally, right? Generally, if you think from all the timelines of the past P-Fiction to now, like let's look at all the history of like P-Fiction and MOC, right? You cannot say P-Fiction is worse than MOC. Recently, yes, maybe due to the Soul Link mechanics, but in the past, it's way more fun than MOC.
Together. As someone that is
which is stupid since mod AoE DPS of split damage. Yeah, true.
And in terms of game design, its limitations really hurt its potential. I also think recently making every game mode have an AoE shield really exposed the weaknesses of pure fiction on how narrow it really is, and it can be replaced by another game. And
that one, I'm not sure though.
The recent trend of bosses that are interesting in MOC made me actually like MOC more than PF for a while. Meanwhile, I ignore PF even exists. And so, I think PF is the worst. Not because it's harder than
suck my dick, suck my dick, suck my dick, suck my dick.
But it's just way too monotonous.
Hold on, P-Fiction with 100% AI and full refunding vote buff. True, so true, so true.
I'm not saying this mode needs fixing because if you look at its purpose, it clearly does its job well enough even though other modes can take its job. And I'm not gonna be against a game that isn't predatory. It is what it is, and I rank
it is what it is, Chad.
I think what it is what it is a boring game mode, but not really harmful in any way. Obviously, this leads to MOC at second place, which
okay, at least I agree. He put Epoch first. That's fine, I agree. But MOC better than fucking P-Fiction? No shit, buddy.
Outside of these
no way.
HP sponge horses,
like Seaball.
MOC has been getting better enemy designs. And you can hate on it all you want, but it's always exciting to see what the next MOC will be compared to PF. Either it's a heap of HP trash like Svarog that everybody hates, or a 4-star only clearable boss like Nikador. You never know what you're gonna get with MOC, and that keeps you on your toes on how good your roster is. Seriously, I can acknowledge that
dude, it's never is. But dude, I don't know, man. MOC, right? Dude, slapping Cash Rice, slapping Herta, boom, you just done, man. There's nothing fun there.
Get really lazy in its design sometimes, but
like if you want to try to win team, it's barely work as well. At least you have a hope that it can work in P-Fiction. But for MOC, like yeah, luck, dude, good luck,
and
man.
Of course, the top spot is Epoch. At worst, it's usually better than MOC, and at best, it gives the best fights in the game. The fact that it redesigns the enemies you've already fought to feel relevant is so cool. And also, there's so much variety in each season.
Yeah, okay, I know.
Blessings only in elemental checks, which feels like a lost art in the other game modes. And it doesn't rely on HP spikes too much, since the specificity of mechanics and elements can carry it well enough to be difficult without the need of HP spikes. The scoring system is not too hard but also fun to optimize, And the most important
I love how like they
factor of
took
all,
the
being
scoring
able to
system from
individually challenge one
Fiction,
side is so damn
took
good because the
the
other game modes don't do
took the
that.
what's it again?
APOC rewards
Took
building
the
more
buff
characters
also
to
from
cover a wide
Fiction as
variety of
well.
situations,
Took
which is
the
perfect for an
boss stuff from
endgame.
MOC,
It rarely
and then they
relies
make
on
make
damage
a new
checks,
mode
letting it
that called
be less
Epoch.
dependent on
Like
HP spikes for
he
difficulty,
took the best
and
thing
being
from
able to see all bosses be put in a different
game
light
mode to the
provide
new
a
one.
unique
Like man,
experience
that's
is way
crazy.
too cool. Honestly, what I appreciate.
Hold on, my ranking. Okay, we're not counting DU, man. We're counting Endgame now, bruh. So AS, Fiction, MOC. I agree then. I agree. That one is agree. At least you make Fiction way higher than MOC. I agree. That one.
The most about APOC
I
is the
still
effort.
can't believe,
In
man.
MOC
This
and
guy
PF,
put
they kinda
fucking
just
MOC
ported the base form of the bosses and adjusted
after
stats,
Fiction, man.
leading to permanent damage in the
No,
DPS
like
requirement
no,
sometimes,
they
but
put
either
he put
way,
MOC
in
higher than
PF,
Fiction.
they add
I can't
respawn,
believe that
it's pretty
shit, man. I
simple but
can't,
boring.
bro.
But in Apocalyptic Shadow,
Like,
they
how
completely
much
changed
do you
the
get
bosses
paid to say that?
entirely and have mechanics that can be found nowhere else. How cool is that? Anyway, that's my ranking for all the endgame.
I mean, to be fair, they can also put the fucking Hula thing in MOC as well, but they to the Z, bro.
Starrail, MOC
Like,
isn't
they could
the
just do that
worst.
shit,
I
man.
really do believe that. In my opinion, PF's monotony is meh compared to the
C-ball.
that lets me keep playing the game even though it's kind of painful sometimes. Apocalyptic Shadow is the best, and honestly, it's probably the only reason why I still log in every day, just to do an AS clear and have fun. That's all for now.
C-ball. Alright, so let me just put up the comment then. Very stupid. Why is fear fiction lower than MOC? Your opinion is wrong. What else? Instantly dislike. C-ball, quit YouTube. Alright, there we go. What's up? Alright. Comment down. What is this? Hula returning out of Endgame mode. Okay. Okay, origami bird tier list next. True. What is the biggest issue is that endgame reset took too long. One thing I really like is faster reset, but more fun than endgame. I don't know. 2-week reset is fine, right? Is 2 weeks? Yeah, 2 weeks span. Yeah, 2 weeks is good, right? Every 2 weeks, the new endgame remote. I think it's fine though. That's not that bad. At least it's way better than fucking Genshin Impact, bro. Look at that fucking game. 1 month, by the way, for one reset. Jesus. The work is a huge difference. What? Oh my god, yabbing. Used to be my favorite mode. Okay, buddy. See, bow. Just impactful. I remember how to think in this guy. It was blah. But yeah, the new P-Vision changes is like fucking terrible. First one, let me Himiko Yota Mascar with a crowd unit with endless follow-up attack. Yeah, that was fun though. That's fun. P-Fiction, right? It's like pure dopamine hit. It's just follow up, blah, blah, blah. Like just everything happening. That's like the fun part of P-Fiction. But if your account has her type P-Fiction, it's become boring. I mean, yeah, man. Oh wow, I use meta by the way, and yeah, of course, every game will get boring. That's okay. Again, I have to repeat my point. If you use meta, then yes, game get boring. But if you use off meta, game get fun. How you think about that? I mean, if you don't have time, then I agree. Use meta. It's get boring. I agree. But then, if you want to have fun playing the game, then you try. I mean, the game stay there for a month, right? Okay, now for the last 15 minutes of the stream, let me go clear P-Fiction then. Why not? Oh yeah, forgot. Go like subscribe to the guy. He does good video. Not this one though. This one is dog shit. Okay.